As homeowners are filing claims and repairing property damage caused by Hurricane Beryl, some renters are stuck in less than ideal conditions.
And they're now asking our Amy Davis what they can do legally to get out of their lease or push their landlords to make repairs. Amy's with us this morning answering those questions. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So the two main places for people to look for these answers, it's where we looked, the Texas Property Code, and then your own lease contract. They've got all of the answers to these questions. Let's start with this one from viewer Natasha. So she said that her daughter's apartment in the Texas Medical Center had a major leak from the storm. So she sent us these pictures and video of the ceiling of her second floor apartment. On Friday, 11 days after the storm, she says management sent crews to remove the wet sheetrock from the ceiling and her daughter's bedroom walls. They moved her daughter's bed to the living room and then left. So the workers actually told her that work cannot be completed until after the roof is fixed, but they don't yet know exactly when that will be. So Natasha says management has refused to relocate her daughter to another apartment or reduce her rent so that she has money to stay somewhere else until these repairs are complete. So what are her daughter's options? First, you want to check her lease agreement. Some lease agreements stipulate about what happens if the unit is partially unusable, and then you would go by what that says. So if nothing in the lease addresses this, then the tenant can go to court and ask a judge, like a JP court, small claims court, to approve a reduction in rent based on how much of the apartment is not usable. So another viewer told us that a pipe broke at her apartment complex, and she says there is raw sewage leaking. They have to boil their water, and the sewage smell, they say, is awful. So she asks, shouldn't the apartment complex help find another place like a hotel for them to stay? Unfortunately, nothing in the Texas Property Code says that your landlord has to find you another place to stay. And really, the Property Code only speaks to raw sewage inside of your home or apartment. If that were the case, that would make your place uninhabitable, and you could ask a judge to let you break your lease fairly easily. If you have any issues like these with your landlord, we want you to remember that you do need to put your repair requests in writing and date them, because you're going to need all of that correspondence as evidence that shows how long you have waited for repairs. And oh, and Sophia, we can also tell you that the statute, the Texas Code, basically says they have a reasonable amount of time to make repairs. That's not defined, but generally they say it's like 7 days. But that one landlord who tore out the walls and is now waiting for the roof, it's kind of evidence that they're working. They're trying to make some progress. On clicktohouston.com, we are linking you to other resources and answers to your questions about renters' rights.